Alright guys, we are back. Week 2 NFL DFS. This is Firstdown DFS with me, Mangley, and my man, Denzel.
Yeah.
Hopefully, week 1 was good for you guys. Week 1 was fantastic for my man to the left of me, to the right of me on the screen. He's gonna explain. He's gonna explain in a bit. As you guys may know, we're live. Please, if you leave a comment down below, we will be able to see you right here, okay? Please join the conversation. If you have questions, suggestions, or if you have something that we're not aware of, you just want to add on, please comment, all right? Comment down below, okay? Big shout out to the Facebook group, the Fanduel group. Before we go anywhere, let's see. I'll pass it on to you, Denzel. Go ahead and explain to me about how the weekend was for you. And hey, you were 100% right this week on fading all those guys. All right, if you guys didn't watch the video again.
Yeah, I figured I'd try to go around the back door and sneak up on them from the back this week. But you know, like I said in the last podcast, if you guys were watching, I pointed out most of those picks, all of my picks except for 2. That was Hunt and I forget the wide receiver's name. What's his Hill?
Yeah.
So I just took a different approach. I didn't feel I wasn't feeling none of the big names and none of that. And it's week 1. That's the best time to attack. I mean, a profit is a profit, though. You know, anytime you go over $1, I mean, you win $1 more than you put in. That's a profit. So I'm very happy, and I'm glad for everyone else out there who won money this week, all across the globe and in the group. And if you didn't, we're gonna get them this week.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Let's go and speaking about week 1. Let's go and recap. These are our top lineups. I will go with mine first. Let's say the best for last. So I had Brian Hoyer, DeMarco Murray, Ezekiel Elliott, Antonio Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, Pierre Garçon, Jason Wynn, Greg Zellerin, and Los Angeles Rams defense. Gave me a total of 137 points. I'm really disappointed in Hoyer and Garçon. Garçon did decent. I think he was a little bit undervalued, just a little bit, just a hit. He gave a C effort. I was expecting a little bit more. I just wanted one touchdown, and man, if I had one touchdown, I think it would have been beautiful. But it is what it is. It was a $1 game, and I actually got $8 out of it. So, but overall, my weekend was pretty good. I cashed in a lot of lineups, and if you guys haven't checked out Denzel's bulk video on how to make those bulk lineups, man, that was really fun, man. I threw them all in on those penny machines. I mean, the 10-cent machines.
Yeah, I'm glad some. I know a couple of people out there. They were saying they're using it. They thank me for the video, and that's awesome, man. Because that's a good thing that Draftkings has that. You got some change left over. You can just throw it in those 10-cent or those quarter games. So it's something for everybody. And then especially when you're trying to get used to the site, a lot of people haven't even played DraftKings yet. So the quarter games, and then you can max out for the and have fun. Just like people maxing out some contests they have 20 max, 50 max, 150 max. So that tool right there, and then there's more sites that have the same tool like that, but it helps you.
Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and have you explain your lineup, sir.
Well, that Oakland and Tennessee game was a game that I liked on both sides of the ball. So I went with the Mariota and Walker stack. Walker, he didn't show up like I thought he was, and Mariota, I don't think he got a passing touchdown. That would have probably made it more. Made things a little bit more juicy for me. So, unfortunately, he just got a rushing touchdown. With the Hunt and the Hill stack, like I said, I was trying to sneak up on some people, and all of the all the whisperers was saying fade the game and all that. I'm an underdog type of guy. I bet on Kansas City Chiefs on Bovada, so I won on that one too. But I said, you know what? I did 2 lineups for Thursday night. I doubled down on Hunt and Hill, but what really killed me was on both lineups. They were the same, but one of them I should have switched Mariota out for Alex Smith. I mean, that was just a bad play by me. But anyway, Gurley was somebody that was just on, and that kind of backfired too because of the blowout. And then he missed the whole fourth quarter, so even the backup came in and got a touchdown, and that's points taken away from me right there. I could have been in a higher position. So the AJ Green pick was somebody who I was on, and Bailey. I took Bailey in all my lineups, and Rams. I went with the Rams and Buffalo and Jaguars and Houston D. But I got lucked up. I lucked up and had the Rams in this one, and that one probably what pushed me over the edge.
182, man. That's really, really good, man. 182. That's in the A realm, man. I was in the C realm.
Yeah, that was a nice lineup, man. Gotta get better though,
Yeah. All right, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna speak about week 2. We're done with week 1, so we're gonna move on to week 2. Week 2 is very juicy because me and Denzel both love dome games. Yeah. And in these dome games, we have elite quarterbacks this week too, and they happen to be in the top Vegas spreads of this week. So we're gonna have this segment called our top 10 picks of the week. First off, we're gonna go with our first picks, which will be our quarterback position. I will most likely go with Tom Brady this week, guys. Tom Brady. I like Tom Brady this week because he's pretty heated. He's got a whole month of rest to prepare for this next game against these Saints defense that I had doubted. I thought they would get a little bit better, but we saw what Diggs was able to do to the Saints defense. And with somebody like Tom Brady going into that game, just expect the GOAT to come back and really shine again. So I got Tom Brady for QB for my first pick. What do you got, Denzel, this week?
Well, when you talk about quarterbacks, we got a whole bunch of quarterbacks on this one, and in some great spots. But coming in at number 1 for me, I'm going to run up on Drew Brees. This is the Superdome. I mean, this is for my baseball fans out there, this is the Coors Field of football, man. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about, man. So sparks can fly here, and both of these guys are coming off some disappointing losses, and we'll definitely be looking for the sparks to be flying on this one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then with that being said, we're going to go into the running back position. For the running back position, I like Mark Ingram. Due to the fact that we've seen that New England gave up so many rushing yards to Hunt. And I'm expecting a repeat. Especially if they're going to have a shootout that's going to allow a lot of space for Mark Ingram to run through. I was really disappointed with Adrian Peterson, the use of him. I think they even got into a little coach battle, huh? I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, stare down and shit like that. Adrian Peterson, I guess he tweeted and he cleared it up with a couple networks.
Is that right? He did that too?
I didn't really been busy all day. I didn't get a chance to really nail it down, but I seen the tweet though. He said something, I forgot, but yeah, that stare down was real though.
It was, yeah, it was not. I was just surprised. Like, golly, dude, it's like, why you might just run across the field and join his old team.
I know, right?
So Denzel got the 4th pick on the running back. Who do you got?
I'm gonna run out there. I'm gonna push Montgomery out there, man. You know, a play that I really want to put on DraftKings, but I think some sparks are gonna be flying in that one as well. And Montgomery here, he helps them open up.
Yeah.
He helps the offense open up. It's so many options that you can go from this game, and I just think Montgomery. He's the running back, and he can be a 3 wide receiver as well. He's converted, so I think he can. I think he can make a difference this week in that offense, and it just remains to be seen. So keep your eyes peeled.
All right. And then at number 5, guys, we are going to go with the wide receiver position. I like that game a lot, so I'm going to go with Jordy Nelson.
Awesome.
For the late night hammer. That Sunday night game is just going to be phenomenal. It's just going to be phenomenal. If it was anything like their last visit against each other, I'm expecting. We seen what Cobbs was able to do against Seattle, but I always feel like Aaron Rodgers' number one guy that he peeps his eye out first is for Jordy Nelson, and this week I'm gonna go really heavy on Jordy Nelson, and I'll pass it on to you, Denzel, number 6, for your wide receiver pick. Who are you going with?
Last week I was really big on this guy. I figured like I'm going back to the well on him. He had, I think, 13 or 14 targets. Don't get me wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me, guys. But I'm going back with Fitzgerald, man. With the injury to David Johnson, but like I said, the volume is there for Fitz, and then you had Palmer. I think he threw about at least 40 passes with David Johnson out there. So it is what it is. It looks like Arians. It's the same old thing. He's going to throw the ball. So
yeah, it's going against the Colts too. Yeah,
and then going against those Colts. Yeah, let's just hope. Let's just hope Fitz gets in there for a couple of them to justify. He's in the mid range, around 6,500.
Yeah.
I'll take a chance on him again. Yeah.
All right. And then we're gonna go to our 8th spot, which is our tight end positions. I'm gonna go with the chalk play. Gotta go with Gronkowski. He, I guess he had he didn't have really the best game against the Chiefs. Eric Berry did a good job going on him, and I just have a feeling the Saints defense is just nowhere at the caliber of the Chiefs, especially what we've seen, what the Vikings were able to do. Tom Brady and Gronkowski, just expect a fantastic dance with those two on that day in the dome.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I can't. That's one of my favorite plays on the board. Before I go on, Castro, I want to answer Castro's question.
So, Chank?
I'm more of a GPP player, man. So I like to do a lot of sneak attacks and things like that. But if this week I'm still gonna roll out some GPPs because it did good for me. But if I fall flat on my face this week, then week 3 I'll be going right back. I'll be going to cash. But I'm primarily a GPP player at heart, and you can see the difference between our lineups. You can pretty much tell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Charles, do we ever win? I'll show you a recap one more time, not to brag, but my man Denzel took home 300. It was phenomenal win. Phenomenal. Me not there yet. I was at $8 win out of my $1, but my man Denzel, yes, we win.
Yeah, we win. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people in the group win, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully, hopefully you win too, man. If you ain't been winning, hopefully you win. If
You're
you
gonna win
have,
this week.
if you have been winning, just keep on winning. But that's all of our goals, man. We just gotta keep it moving.
All right, and at number 9. So lastly, this is the defense position. Another to me, I think this is a no-brainer. I'm going with Arizona against the Colts. We've seen what the Rams did to the Colts. It was just embarrassing. I think the defense had more. What they said, they had more points scored than any team last year.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the statistics on it, and it's just a mess right now with the Colts with the whole QB situation right now with Scott Tolzien. It's quite embarrassing. It's just I guess I shouldn't feel as bad about my 49ers because the Colts are in pretty tough shape right now too, and I don't think they're not gonna get Andrew Luck anytime soon. I think it's gonna be a couple of weeks before they come back, before he comes back, which will just mean everybody's gonna be bullying that team. Whoever defense, we're gonna pray and choose on him. But that's who I got for my my defense. Who do you got, Denzel?
I'm going with the highest defense on the board. I guess I'm gonna pay up. Like I said, I like to be different, man, and I'm definitely gonna pull some Seattle out. I'm going with Seattle, man. I'm gonna pull Seattle out of my hat on this one here. And, I will
Against my Niners, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull some Seattle out. They're coming off a bad loss. It could easily go south though because I'm not feeling Seattle's offensive line.
Yeah.
And football is football. Some of this shit is unpredictable, man. But
like last week, yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, they need to win. They had a tough loss against who they just played.
They played Packers, man. That was a tough loss.
They had a tough loss. Let's see if they can bounce back with a couple pick sixes and things like that.
Yeah.
Sorry for your boys, man.
It's all right.
But
it's all right, Dan. We were reminded last game that we might get first round draft pick this year. So
I think I don't think people are going to be wanting to pay up with these juicy games that we got. You're going to have to find value in places like that, and I'm quite sure nobody's probably going to want to pay all the way up for Seattle. So that's a tactic that I'm going to use.
Awesome. And in the comment section right now, we got Sean Robertson. He says, appreciate what you guys are doing. We appreciate you for tuning in. If you have any questions, put them down below. We got Castro again, DJ Castro, right? That was a D Castro. So he says, who could be the best value wide receiver this Sunday in our opinions? Best value wide receiver. I do like Fitzgerald. I think he's going to be Fitzgerald or mine right now is Chris Hogan, just because of the whole wide receiver position in New England. Expect a shootout. They're in the dome. We've seen what Brady was doing, airing it out. Also, on the opposite side of that team, on the Saints, Ted Ginn Jr. might be a great play too. If you guys were watching that Vikings game, Ted Ginn was running out deep, and unfortunately his footing wasn't really right. They had moments where he could have made big plays, but week 1 jitters. I think everyone's gonna fix themselves and recuperate off that, and we'll see if our value picks will be right this Sunday.
I got a couple value pick wide receivers I probably could throw out there while we're on that subject. I'm looking at Devontae Parker really hard, man. For the Miami Dolphins, a big body, big target. Cutler likes throwing to big targets. He might be able to make a difference over there in your lineups. Goodness gracious, I had one more. It's early in the week, but I had one more I really liked at a cheaper price. if I'm not mistaken, where is he, man? I know I run across his name.
I also like Corey Coleman. While you think about it, Corey Coleman, they're going against Baltimore. I know Baltimore's defense did a pretty good job against Cincinnati, but that rookie, the rookie QB from the Browns, what's his name? Start with a K. I can't think of it right
Kaiser.
now. Yeah, Kaiser, right? I think that they're gonna build a pretty good chemistry in this next game. And
I think
he's
at
gonna be
that
under the
price,
radar.
I think at that price, a big play potential. Probably going to go under the radar. Deshaun Jackson. Going up against my Bears, and Winston. He likes to sling it, but you got Evans. He's so much of a high volume receiver, and you got Braid out there running around. But if Deshaun Jackson can get behind that defense, he'll blow the top off of it.
Yeah, with his legs, that
Yeah.
top end speed. Huh.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Sean Robertson says, "What do you guys think about the Cardinals' defense against the Indy's offense? Load it
It's a
up,
go.
load it up, load it
Oh,
up, load it up, load
man,
it
it's a
up.
go.
It's not a bad play at all. I think it's a bad play to not do it.
Yeah.
So, don't be shy. Load it up, load it up. Or you be kicking yourself. I think they still
They
have.
lost. They lost. Who they lose? Barry.
Yeah. Oh no.
But,
That's the Chiefs.
oh yeah.
Cardinals. I think they still have Peterson. I think Patrick Peterson's still on that side.
Load them up, man.
Yeah. So we got Jesus. What's up, Jesus? He said, "What team to stack?" Vikings, huh? If I'm getting your question right, if you're talking about to stack 4 Vikings or against, if it's 4 Vikings, there's nothing wrong to go back with Diggs. Diggs and Thielen had a lot of targets that night, especially Diggs, man. Diggs is a phenomenal Draftkings, a PPR player, man.
Rudolph got a touchdown. Diggs, Thielen didn't get a touchdown. He got a nice amount of catches and things. And
Yards were nice.
What's the name? Diggs lit him up. It's plenty stacks. It's plenty stacks. 2-man stacks and 3-man stacks. It's plenty stacks across the whole week, man. This week here is juicy. It's real juicy. I think this week is going to meet expectations, man.
Yeah.
So I think
it'll be a good bounce back from week 1.
I think it's going down this week. Yeah, I don't know. You're gonna have to be really slick this week, man. But he said Lions D against Eli.
Yeah, what's up, Eric? Thanks for tuning in. You got Lions D against Eli.
Well, number one, depending on, that's a good question, especially going in for Thursday. That's going to be that Thursday to Monday slate. Sneaky defense. Eli will throw to the other team. I don't know what the status is to Odell Beckham.
That's what I'm waiting to.
But he didn't. He drove to the other team with Eli, but with Beckham there. So that's something. I would play. I would play him. I wouldn't have no problem. But in GPPs though, not for cash. Hey, throw him out there. I would.
I'll be on the opposite side of that coin. I would just stay away from the Lions D. Are they playing? Are they playing in? Are they playing?
They're playing the Giants.
They're playing the Giants, huh?
Yeah.
I would go with the other options if you can. Just go with what we were talking about earlier. Go with Arizona or go with. I would actually prefer you go with Jacksonville against Tennessee. And then we got Castro. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Thielen will put more points, more than 12 points against the Steelers? Week 1, he got 20.
I
think he might.
No, good, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
J.J. Watt's brother is on the other side of that line now. You know, I don't know who's gonna be covering.
That's still. I mean, you know, I mean, it just if you have to pick him, then it seems like you really want to play him. But I probably wouldn't even. I mean, there's gonna be some. It's gonna be some nice options, but I mean, when it's all said and done, that he ain't no bad play. He ain't a bad play, especially because there's a possibility that they're gonna be trailing against those guys. So he ain't a bad play. Can I predict what he gets? No, I can't predict what he gets, but he's not a bad play. I can't really nail down how the Steelers defense are looking right now because they play. Who they just played? The Saints. I mean, Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland. And Cleveland almost took the win too.
Yeah, so I can't
back from behind.
I can't pinpoint how their defense is looking right now, but it's still early, and I don't mind the play, but it's a nice. It's a lot of more nice plays out there.
So Jesus says he's playing the $1 million $20 entry for DK. Which quarterback should he use? I like Aaron Rodgers, man. Finish him with the late night hammer, man. Aaron Rodgers, expect him to be in that dome, airing it out. Might get a Hail Mary. Who knows?
It's some, you know, if I'm mistaken, Stafford was up there, and I'm kicking myself. I'm really kicking myself. Going against knowing number one, Stafford is going to. He's going to throw the ball anywhere it goes, man. That's what they've been doing. And the guy, I think he won with a naked Stafford.
Yeah.
I don't mind going back to the well on Stafford, man. I see Palmer as a sleeper. He can Carson Palmer against the Colts, man. If he gets you three or four touchdowns. You know, he can be a nice GPP play. I mean, hey, yeah. What can I say? You know,
I think Bruce Arians probably giving them a big beat, a big yell, a big tough Monday morning. Big tough Monday morning recap. And what a great way to bounce back against the Colts. And I agree with you there. I think that it'd be a great opportunity for Carson Palmer to bounce back. And they lost their number one running back, man. He might be out for a couple of months, I read.
Yes. The next, who's that? Eric
Dropless. He says, do you see Devontae Parker being a sleeper due to Cutler loving his big receivers?
Mm-hmm. I just touched on him. I just touched on him, but you know, this is his first game, Cutler's first game with Miami. We don't know what to expect. I don't know if he can. Like, for instance, he had what's the other receiver's name? I forget his name.
Landry?
Yeah. I don't know if he can hook up with Landry like the past quarterbacks in Miami.
I can't even think of it.
But we had Cutler in Chicago. He'll force the ball to him. He will force the ball to Parker. You know, especially when he gets down there in that red zone. He loves big targets, man. I'm throwing Parker in a few.
Will says I would go with the running game, and I think he's tying that up with
Ajay.
Yeah. He's gonna be fresh, and they're going against. Is it Tampa Bay?
No, Tampa Bay.
No, sorry, no, that was last week. I gotta get this list in front of me.
They playing the Chargers.
Oh yeah.
And that team, right? That's all those Chargers. Oh man, yeah.
That team doesn't turn on until like the fourth quarter, as they did it last year too. And I don't know if it's the way the coaching is going, or if it's just Rivers. He just takes forever to just warm up and finally turn on.
Yeah, the Keenan Allen, target monster, man. That's another guy, man. This week is going to be all right. This week is going to be all right. The score's going to be up there this week. They're going to be up there, guys.
Yeah.
You're going to have two something to take something down. I'm going to tell you that right now.
All right. So before we end this podcast, guys, we want to thank you guys for joining us. We want to give you guys our tip. Always give a couple of wisdoms on to help you guys out with your DFS game. So a strategy that I like going with, guys, is what I call the cheap QB. The cheap QB option. What you do is you find the cheapest QB. That way you can have premium players in the running back positions, or in my position. I like to stack really hard in 3 wide receiver position. And this week might be a good week for that. Knowing we got the Green Bay game. We got this might be the week where Julio Jones goes crazy. So you can afford that. And someone who always does a pretty good job meeting value, which is Antonio Brown, you know. So I like going with that option every now and then because it helped me out last year. Cash. I remember my first big cash out at 1,500 was due to that. We had went with what was that guy's name? I remember it was a Texan game. They lost their QB and they threw in. I think it was a Hoyer. I don't know if it was Hoyer or someone else. I forget. But that was the year when Peyton Manning had his record touchdown year. I had Julius Thomas as my tight end, and I stacked all wide receivers, all the top end wide receivers, and they got me at least 25 points each and plus, along with some great running backs. And it was a strategy that hasn't failed me. I mean, that does a pretty good job. I mean, it's failed me, but then it allowed me to cash in pretty decently. But I'll throw it to you now. Any ideas and tips for this week to help out the team?
Judging by the slate, the games and the matchups and things, be careful, man. They shooting out there this week. You better have your bulletproof vest on because these scores, I just believe they're going to be through the roof. But with that being said, you can look at this slate and you see you got one game. Let me tell you. You got early. The big game early is what?
In the morning.
Yeah, the big game is
It's gonna be the Saints and the Patriots.
Okay, you got the Saints and the Patriots to come on with the first wave, 1 p.m. only.
Along with Arizona and Colts.
Right, and then in the evening, Sunday, the night game, you got the other game, which is the Green Bay and Atlanta. Those are 2 good games, two juicy games. You know what I'm saying? If you can look at the slate and you can be like, yeah, I'm just gonna fire into this slate. You're gonna see all these games. Sometimes it's gonna be hard, man. Sometimes it's gonna be real hard where it's, you can throw in so many lineups and still don't catch.
For sure.
But at the same time, you can break it down, and you can pick and choose the slates that you want to play in, and you don't have to just fire into the main. You can pick you a slate and one that you feel like you'll have less outs and things like that, and you can just go ahead and fire off to that one.
Correct. I'm very addicted to just playing Monday mornings. Monday morning, Sunday morning only. I love just jumping into that $2 GPP where the top prize wins $25,000. I throw in $20, give you 10 lines, and make the best out of that. And it usually cash. And you don't have that. You don't have to wait for the whole day. You don't have to sweat bullets the whole day because you know your line's done. Adding on to what you just said, when you're making your lineups too, make sure, hey, if you're making your lineups and they seem to stop at a certain if they seem to just stop at the morning or the afternoon, you don't have any afternoon games or primetime games, perhaps just go and play games that consist of those games only. Because what usually happens is those primetime games are going to be the ones that's going to take you down the list.
Mm-hmm.
Like what Eric is saying, Des Bryant stopped him from winning $500.
9 times out of 10, he was playing at late night prime time, I bet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to go back and Eric, you said who's my cheap QB of the week? I like Kaiser, man. I like Kaiser. I think even cheaper than Kaiser is going to be. Let's see. We got Watson. You can go with Deshaun Watson, or Simeons, or even or
Watson starting. Freddie Soto.
Yeah.
He's starting.
Jared Goff. Goff is the cheapest this week. $6,500. No, I'm sorry. Hoyer. Hoyer is starting $6,300 against Seattle. Might be tough. It might be throwing picks, but a great way to say again.
A decent quarterback at a nice price. You're gonna get a guy like Phillip Rivers.
Yeah,
he's coming in at $7K. And Andy Dalton he's looking to bounce back.
Yeah.
You know, those two guys will be under the radar. Cutler, it is what it is. But I'm looking at Phillip Rivers can put some numbers up, man. We all know that.
Yeah.
And man. All he has to do is get it clicking. I think he's in a good spot. I think he's in a good spot to get it going, and he makes to me he makes a good option.
Yeah.
You compare him with Keenan Allen.
The tight ends.
If they do anything similar to what they was doing early last year, because sometimes Keenan Allen would go for about 10 to 15 catches, man. And we know what's his name? Rivers. He can give you two, three touchdowns, man. And he just got to get in rhythm. So that's a pretty cheaper option. I think if you pay $400 or $500 more, you get a Palmer. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Wentz, Alex Smith, and Alex Smith and a Kelsey.
Oh, boy, Alex Smith.
Kelsey stat looked like Belichick tried to take him out the game, take Kelsey out the game last week. So they might sneak up on him with some Kelsey. And
if you watch that game, man, they're doing that whole triple option play, And Kelsey was a great play. I think he was good for PPR. Just I don't know if those shuffle passes count. But he was getting a bunch of those. They don't, huh?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
They might. I doubt it though.
Okay.
There's some nice, there's some nice options out there. It's only early, man. This is our early. This is our early. This is our, But like and subscribe. We all get it. Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you call to action, sir. Go ahead.
You're gonna have to go to the channel, and you're gonna have to like and subscribe to the channel too, because we're gonna be pushing out more content this week, and sometimes you're gonna miss. Sometimes I share it with the group, but I don't spam the group with it. I just push my little video out there, and I keep on moving. I don't spam the group with it. I push it out there one time. You guys run across it, you see it, you watch it. Just watch it. It ain't it might not be the sexiest video, but just receive the message.
Yes, sir. It's phenomenal messages. If you guys want to learn about the bulk, you guys want to play like the Sharks play, Denzel will show you guys a little insight how the Sharks play, where you can make multiple lineups and build your lineups according to this core team that you like. And Caleb says he's going to be heavy on Deshaun this week. I haven't sat down enough to marinate to see what you guys are seeing, but I know I probably will towards Saturday. Me and Denzel. Well, I don't know about Denzel. I think Denzel does this too. We don't really usually make our lineups till Saturday night, so we can get past all the injuries and all that. See who's starting, who's not.
Yeah, I just gather information, do have some discussions when I can, gather information, because fumbling with those lineups, man.
Yeah, you'll find yourself changing them all week, man.
Yeah. So when I get finished gathering all my info and everything, I just go ahead and I put them in and I leave them. I get any types of ideas. That's when I start making more lineups. I really try not to change, because it's hard. When you be like, man, I took them out, and all this shit.
Yeah,
it'd be Sunday morning. That's when I plug them in and keep it going. Yeah.
Fortunately, I didn't have any of that this week. We had the opposite. Well, why isn't Le'Veon Bell doing anything this week? Man,
I know.
Woo, people paid a lot for him. He was a premium that really busted.
Shit, he went up to. I think he went up.
He went up even more. Oh, did he?
Unless he's the same, but I wouldn't know because I didn't even look at him. I wasn't playing Julio. I wasn't playing David Johnson. No Le'Veon Bell. None of this week. I put him in one lineup and I left him. That's it.
I didn't play any David too. I faded David. I just didn't feel it that week. Bell, I didn't play. I played 2 Bells. Disappointment. Another disappointment that did decent was just DeMarco Murray. I expect him to bounce back this week. But we saw the O line.
I thought he'd do something. I see you, Marco Polo. Shot-town in the house. Go Cubs. You already know.
All right, and with that, I think we're going to close up the shop. Make sure if you guys didn't see the earlier stuff, I know you guys are wondering what our picks were. We had our top 10 picks of the week. Make sure to check out our channels, okay? I think the link is actually on top. If not, make sure you just like the page, and the page will send you there. Anyhow, my name is Meng Lee. That's my man Denzel. Catch more of us very, very soon, all right? And with that, we are out, guys. Have a great one.